That's a lot of hair. Lots of hair, lots of hair. Good morning. After I finish shaving my face, we're going to go make some coffee. So I really wanted to shave my face this morning. Gotta go get my signature sunglasses. Don't laugh. This is fine. It's about funny. I'm using my camera as a mirror. Shit. Oh, everybody's asleep, and I just knocked this over. Damn. The beauty of doing a live stream. Where nothing is scripted. Nothing is scripted at all. What's up, Britt? What's up, self-care, health, and wellness? Yeah, I just knocked over my very large Barbasol can while my family's asleep. So yeah, my plan is to do this morning shave, and then after that I'm gonna go make some coffee, and then we'll once I settle down with my coffee, we'll go do an open chat. That's my plan for this live stream. Man, after I don't know about you guys, but after I shave my face, I feel like I've rejoined the world. But you know, there's some guys that grow out some really cool beards, like really, really cool. There's some famous content creators that grow out these really fine looking beards, and they got all the beard oil, and I just don't know if I have that kind of patience to grow out that big of a beard. I definitely can grow a beard. I just don't know if I have the patience. But if I did grow out a beard, I'd love getting all those different beard oils because they really smell good. So I'm assuming all those dudes that got the really well-groomed beard get all the fancy beard oils and stuff. They smell really good. So I just felt like really giving myself a morning shave this morning. I felt like doing that. Thanks for those of you who popped in here really quick and said, hey, I appreciate that. Much appreciated. Thank you to my subscribers who've been with me a long time, and thank you to my new subscribers that I picked up. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And I also decided to start off with a brand new razor, so make the shaving go a little faster. That's funny, I got shaving cream on my glasses. I'm just looking at the comments in the chat. In case you wonder what I was doing. But I decided to do it on a live stream. I feel so good at it. The reason I'm whispering is because my family's still asleep. So I'm trying not to be too noisy. I'm laughing because I don't normally do this on live streams. It's pretty funny. I'm laughing because I normally don't do this on live stream. Pretty funny. Yeah, my whole little family's asleep, so not trying to be too noisy. Whistling, I love it. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Whistling, I love it. That's funny. That made me laugh. The comment about whistling. That was pretty funny. Yeah, that's the comment that made me laugh right there. That's pretty funny. High five. Psh. High five. Psh. Psh. I think I got everything I wanted to get here with my shade. I think that's pretty good. Don't look too bad when I shave off my face. Shave my face.
I was going to try to say straight face, but I couldn't. And then not say anything for a while. Just sit there like I'm frozen.
Oh, right.
That's what I should do sometime. Just go on a stream and just have my camera on and act like I'm just frozen
There you go.
for like a long time. What are you doing? What's happening? I'd be saying if I was frozen. I've seen some people on stream. They're on camera, and I'm like, "Are you sure that person? I think the person's frozen. It's not moving. It doesn't look like they're moving, and all of a sudden you see them move again because they're just like this the whole time."
Right.
That I'm like, what? I see someone like that for like a few minutes. I'm like, is your internet shitty? No. And then I had to look really close, and I could see her barely moving. Well, I'll show you something that's cool. My brother's birthday is Tuesday, which is like 2 days from now.
Right.
And I'll show you what I got him. You may know what it is. You may not. Well, I know you know what the item is because you people have seen these before. This is not like foreign, but I'll explain the origin. Well, what the Tacoma Rainiers are? They're the AAA team of baseball in Tacoma, Washington, which is south of Seattle, and then they're the farm system for like the Mariners. So every major league team has a AAA team. It's like a farm system, and what they do is if a player gets on the 14-day disabled list or gets injured, they sent him down to assignment to like play a few games in Tacoma. Like if someone gets major on the Mariners, and then so he'll get like maybe DH or like playing the field a little bit, and then get some at bats. So and they'll bring him back up. But what this is their old school logo
Oh,
for
cool.
the Tacoma Rainiers. Their new one, it looks like you know the old Rainier beer.
Oh, cool.
Remember Rainier beer? They had like the R, the little R. Though I don't know how to do it on in here, but they had just the R. The new hats just have a big R on it, like an inch and a half R on the or whatever on the one. This is their old school one. That's why they were called the Tacoma Rainiers, because that's Mount Rainier. That's in Washington.
Oh, cool.
And then this was their alternate hat they wore for a little while. Like I don't even know what it was. Like I believe in the 90s, they wore the alternate, which is almost the exact same color as the Mariners hat. The Mariners wore a hat. It was the same thing. It was the navy blue with the green bill in the I don't think they wear it anymore. They might still wear it once in a while, but I don't think they did last year. But in the 90s, they wore it like when Griffey played and Edgar Martinez. They wore the Mariners wore this color green bill with the thing. So what it is they're pretty much the same colors, other than the old school one had silver. I think the Mariners logo had silver too. So it's because what it is, most farm systems of the teams have the same colors as their major league team. So, but yeah, this is a fitted hat. And then that's the minor league logo. If you want to know, the minor league logo is different than the major league logo. That's the minor league, the AAA logo for the minor league teams. And this is a fitted hat. And they're not cheap anymore. $45 for a hat. That's how much the NFL ones are too. The new era. Oh, Yeti. Mm-hmm. I have one of those. It's in my car. I have a Kenworth one. I probably showed it on a stream before. My mom gave it to me probably like 3 years ago. But it's a Kenworth one. It's one of those plastic ones that has a double wall lining in it, and you can fit 24 ounces in it. So you can put like anything that's cold or anything that's hot, and it'll keep it cold for like a lot longer than if you put it in a single wall, plastic or glass. Yeah, like a regular drinking glass or something, or a regular mug. It'll and then it has a cap on it too, so that also helps keep a little bit of the heat in. But it is tall. It's like double the size of that mug, the one I have. And then it's cool because it has the Kenworth down the side of it. Yeah, it's like a Tervis tumbler kind of, but it has like a clear vinyl wrap, and then it says Kenworth like K to the T or to the H, like on the side, and but between the two, the outside wall and the inner wall. They had a Raiders one like that too, hazelnut. Yep. But what is that? That's not Donut Shop, is it?
No, it's
I can't read it.
Fair trade certified hazelnut.
Oh, Fair Trade. Yeah. That's a brand. You can actually buy grounds too if you want to know of that same company. They probably sell them at like, I don't know. Oh, but I think some of the grocery stores around me sell that. The best coffee, they probably make it in pods now too, is Stumptown, but it's like not cheap. Though I've never tried. My best friend works for Bird Rock Coffee Roasters in San Diego. I don't know if the coffee's good. He says it's really good, and then his dad says it's really good too. Because like years ago, when his dad turned 70, he bought his dad a French press and then a package of Bird Rock coffee, like a half a pound of it or something to try it, and they both say it's really good. But it's not cheap. So I don't know. That Bird Rock coffee is, I don't even know. It's like $20 to $25 12 ounces or something. So it's not cheap. I usually buy like just cheap ass coffee if I'm gonna make like fresh brewed coffee. I usually just buy the cheap ass crap, like I like the store brand that comes in a big container, or the Folgers. Folgers makes pods too, I believe. Too. Oh, leftover pizza. I'm having pizza later today. because we're doing my birthday thing today because my birthday's Saturday, but my brother's going to be wheeling with some friends, so because he goes off roading. Probably I don't know, good amount, probably like 6 or 7 times a year he goes off roading because he has two. I've told us on Dream Report he has two lifted like built Toyotas. Both are like locked up, have lower transfer case, front and rear lockers, lower transfer case gears. They have hydraulic steering. They both have front diff armor. They both have, the 4Runner he has like a modified top on it, but it's got 37 Goodyear, the old version of the Goodyear MTRs, and then his other one has got 40-inch Pro Comp Extreme mud terrains on it, and then the one truck's got I think his truck's got a spool in the back, a welded diff in the back, and a spool in the front, which they're like a $150 locker or something. And then his truck runs off of has a propane conversion, and then has a front exterior roll cage that mounts to the back roll bar. It's got a light bar connected to because it has a bar that goes over the top of the cab for the roll bar, and he has one of those LED, those little like it's about like maybe 1.5 feet long. It's an LED light bar because he has no headlights in it, so he needed that. And then got a Stinger bumper on the truck with 8274 Warn winch. His other one's got just a cheaper winch. It's like a $350 winch, but it still works. But and then it's got different bumpers on it. Both of them have rock sliders. They both have custom tube doors. Mm-hmm. His truck has custom tube doors he made, and the other one he has custom tube doors that he bought. And then they have like a latch to hinge them, and then his 4Runner has the doors too, but they're both open back, so you can't. And then his truck has heated seat warmers because there's no doors on it. So if he goes when it's cold, he has heated seat warmers in it because the heater doesn't work in that truck, and he never fixed it. He just goes, "Oh, I'm just going to buy some heated seat warmers," and he glued them to the seat, and then he just put a seat cover over each seat. And then he turns them on. I think they connect into the cigarette lighter plug, the heated seats warmers. And he said they work pretty good. They probably get 100, maybe 100, 120, 130 degrees if they're on high. But then his the 4Runner's got a twin stick Marlin crawler thing in it. So what it does is it doubles the low range, but it gives you 2 sticks, so you can like do one of the transfer cases or 2 of the transfer cases at the same time. Because what it does is the Marlin thing is an adapter to put 2 transfer case on there, but it gives you like a twin. Like it's kind of hard to explain. It gives you extra sticks so you can shift both of them, one of them in or both of them in. So it's not just high and just not just high and low. It's like a doubler. And then so he goes wheeling off those, and they wheel good. I was in his 4Runner before he put the 37s on it. He bought it with 35s. The only thing is the 4Runner's got longer rear leaf springs that you can buy for a Toyota. They're little, and then it's got longer front springs. His other one's got trail gear front springs, which are a little bit longer, so they give you more travel. And then but the truck's got 65-inch Chevy half-ton leaf springs from like a 70s GMC or Chevy pickup, so it gets a good more travel than the 4Runner in the rear. Probably 5-6 inches more travel in the rear. So his truck actually wheels the truggy is what they call them now, but the way it is now. But it's wheels a little bit better than his 4Runner just because it has more rear travel. His 4Runner is more powerful though. His 4Runner has a Weber carb on it, 2-barrel carb, a mild cam in the motor because it's a 22R motor, so it's got the mild cam in it, and then it's got a full from header to muffler exhaust on it. So it's probably we're guessing about 40 more horsepower than a stock Toyota. Because you can build those about 2 220 horsepower before they'll and still not blow up. You know what I mean? Like, because you can put a cam in there, you can put heads on it, and you don't think that's a lot of horsepower, but that's more than doubling the horsepower of the stock motor. Because they only had 97 horsepower, the carbureted 22R motors in Toyotas. They only had 97 horsepower, so adding like 40 horsepower is a lot to one of those motors. As far as we're guessing, because the carburetor adds about 15 to 20% more power, and then the exhaust is probably adding 7 to 10 more. Well, with the header, probably adding 12 to 15 horsepower. Mufflers probably add around 7 to 8, just the muffler alone, and then the cam in it. We don't know if it's like a low end cam, mid cam. We don't know. But his truck, the 4Runner, sounds a little. Well, of course, the truck sounds different because it's on propane. But I had a 4Runner for a while, and his 4Runner sounds like you can tell the motor's modified. It's got an exhaust on it. It sounds. It has like a deeper tone, and when you gas it, it gets pretty loud compared to a stock Toyota. That's what he's doing. So we're going to pizza for lunch before I go to work. The place is like 2.5, 3 miles from at work, so we're gonna go to there, and then one of my friends is going, and then my mom, my stepmom, my dad, my brother, and then maybe sometimes some of my brother's friends come, because it's kind of a birthday party for me and my brother, since our birthdays are 4 days apart. You know. Oh, your fire pit with the tree down, isn't it? There's like a tree branch over the, or is that the fire pit? No, I don't think that is it. Yeah, I think it is. And then there's like a broken tree branch or something, or a bunch of tree branches. Can't tell. Hi, Kevin.
We had a bad windstorm. We had a bad windstorm come in like a couple weeks ago, and that's what it did.
Oh, because you were streaming like a couple weeks ago, yeah. When you were, or not even that, it was last week.
Yeah.
When you were building the fire, yeah, that it cracked the tree in half or something.
The base of the tree is huge. I mean, it's like if I were to go on the other side, the roots, it's a huge giant root.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's a really large circle. 2 big trees fell and broke through the fence, and my neighbor said he's going to pay for someone. Well, he's going to use insurance, but he's going to pay for a group to come out and get all that out of here, and then he's going to fix my fence. So I thought
because I know my best friend's mom and dad had like a bad rain and windstorm. Probably, I don't even know. It was the fall before the pandemic, I think, started. It was like in October, November. They had like a really bad windstorm, and they had like probably like I don't even know, like a 70 or 80 foot tree come down, and then they had a little tree that came, probably like a 2-story tall tree that came down and went on their chicken coop, like damaged the roof. So they had to get that fixed. But they're I don't even think they even have any chickens at their house anymore. I think they're all over at their oldest son's house next door. Because he has a chicken coop that he put in his backyard. And then they used to have a garden. My best friend's mom and dad used to have a garden next to their garage, but then they don't do. Well, last time I was there, they didn't do it. And then they had a bigger garden at their oldest son's house. He lives next door, and they just combined both their gardens together and made a bigger one. Yeah, they grow all kinds of shit, like pumpkins, green beans. One time he was growing marijuana because someone gave him some marijuana, like little marijuana plants, and then he planted them out there. And then one year he was giving away jars like those tall mason jars of weed to people because he goes, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this. He had like buckets of it, like 5-gallon buckets of it. So he's like giving away, and then I think that was the same year he was giving away the buckets of jalapenos too. He had like buckets of jalapenos. He was giving those away too. He took like 2 5-gallon buckets full of jalapenos off his bushes one year. My best friend Dad, and then I was talking to him, and it was during football season, and they're big Oregon Duck fans. And I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, he was talking about his jalapenos he had, and he goes, I'm having a bunch of people come over, and I'm gonna do some jalapeno poppers in the deep fryer
Wow.
for appetizers. Which a jalapeno popper is. Everybody knows it's a cream cheese filled jalapeno where you like cut the end off the jalapeno. I think you cut it off, or you cut a little hole in it, and you take like something and then squeeze cream cheese in the middle of it. Well, what you'd probably do is, what I would do is, you would like cut a little hole in the end of the jalapeno and then put a pastry bag with a tip on it and fill it up with cream cheese and squeeze it in there, and then you batter them or put like a flour cornmeal mixture on the outside and deep fry them or air fry them. But if anyone wants a tip, I'll also give somebody a tip on how to air fry stuff. If you're coating something, air frying or frying, what you do is you coat your chicken or whatever you're gonna do, like your jalapeno popper. Stick them in the freezer for like 25 minutes, so the coating gets firm on there, and it's only the coating that gets frozen, and so it won't fall off when you drop it in the oil or put it in the air fryer. So if you're making like fried chicken and then you want the coating to stay on, coat the chicken and then stick it in the freezer for 25 minutes, and then the coating will stay on the chicken better, so it doesn't fall off. That's how I do it at a lot of the restaurants. And that's Kevin. Kevin Adamus. You might know him from a couple years ago. Kevin Adamus. He changed his profile picture. He's the guy that used to have the bike helmet on in his profile picture.
Oh, cool.
You probably know him. I met him from the Hapsters, like probably 2 years ago or something, 2.5 years ago. He's a nice guy. He streams once in a while. He used to stream more, but he doesn't stream as often now. And I always see him around YouTube once in a while now. Maybe just because he's busy working or something and doing other stuff. But he used to stream almost every day at one time.
That's what happens to me.
But he didn't do super long streams. Maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, I get really, really busy.
But a lot of people, I noticed, once they get their watch hours, they cut their streaming down because they grind like they'll stream for like 5 to 10 hours when they're grinding for their watch hours, and they just like kind of stop. So I know some people that got monetized and completely stopped.
Yeah, a lot of them. Part of the reason they did so much live streaming is because that's how they got their watch hours.
Mm-hmm. But then they just, I don't know, some people that got monetized and then like they just got up and quit YouTube, and I don't even see them anymore.
That's crazy.
You know, they got their 4K watch hours and 1K subs, and a little bit after they got that, they're like, I'm done.
Wow.
So what's the point? If you're gonna grind for your freaking watch hours and your subs, why quit? You put all that work in and you just give it up. I mean,
or maybe some of them just couldn't keep up the pace, I guess.
Yeah, or I'm not saying you should be active like you're grinding for your watch hours, but you know what I mean. Like still be on YouTube a little bit, at least. You know, maybe because I know some people that I used to follow that were like monetized a long time ago, just up and quit. I know, like I used to go to game streams when I started out, and then I used to go to like probably 4 or 5 Aussie streams every day, and then all of them just up and quit. I don't even see any of them anymore on YouTube. Like all one was XCon STI, the other one was oh geez, what were their names? And then there was like 3 ladies I watched, and there was like a couple other guys I watched, and they just all there was a bunch of them. There's probably more than 4. They just all up and quit. You know, I don't even see them active on social media that much anymore either.
That's crazy.
I only see him once in a post something very rarely. Like one lady, I message her once in a while to see how she's doing, because she was streaming every day for probably 2-3 hours a day. She would stream every day, and then she would play like Fortnite and some other games, and then she just up and quit. And I'm like, oh, but yeah, that happens to people because it's like either getting burnt out or they just lose interest.
Did you get to go to the Hapsters stream yesterday?
A little bit of it. I was working.
Cool.
I was working it. I stopped on my break and said hi for like maybe 5 minutes or something, and then I left. Cause I think she was already done by the time I got home. She started it at like, I don't even know, like 8 p.m. or something. So I don't know if she was, when I got home, got in checked to see if she was still alive when I got home. Because I got home at like 10:45 or somewhere. Because I work till 10:30. But see what it is on my work, you don't like you can leave 5 minutes before. Like if you're scheduled, like I was scheduled 6 to 10:30, I can leave 5 minutes before actual 10:30.
I think Bless Life, she streams in the evening and also in the morning. There's someone that's a consistent
I've seen goofballs. You know that guy, the Drunk Gamer. You probably seen him around a little bit. The Drunk Gamer. He was at my streams probably went to my streams probably like, I don't know, 15, 20 times, because he's always busy. That guy works like 8 hours a day as a truck driver, a dump truck driver, and then that son of a beast streams like 3-4 times a day. Sometimes he'll do like an hour and a half, 2 hour stream of a video game. He goes, I go, how many videos do you got? He goes, oh, I deleted a bunch. I still got like 3,500 videos. And he deleted a bunch of he even told me, we were talking about it on a stream last week. He was saying that he had 5,000 streams alone.
Wow.
Because he said he's been streaming for like 5 years, and sometimes he does like 4 streams in one day. Because what he'll do is he'll play a game for a little while and then switch to another game and then play another game and then another one. So he's streaming like most days. He streams at least 2, sometimes up to 4 streams. So that's how he's got like 5K streams. And then he does have some uploads. He does have he uploads once in a while, like a little short video. I have like a 3-4 minute. Like one time I was watching an old video from like months ago, and he showed this shitty concrete work. He just pulled out and he goes, man, I'm going to show you this concrete job they did on this in this I don't know if it was a parking lot. I think it might have been like an access to a parking lot or something by this building, and it was the shittiest concrete I've ever seen. He goes, "Oh, look at this! There's like a gap up against the curb where there's no or asphalt. There's no for like a few inches there or something. There was like the curb on part of it. There was like the curb here. Then there was like no asphalt for like a few inches, and there was asphalt. And then he showed where they forgot a whole like patch of asphalt on there. It was like gapped like 6 or 8 inches, and then it was like all bumpy and like just terrible.
Damn.
He goes, that's what it does when people just try to get their money. And he goes, well, they left piles of like they put the concrete down, and then up against part of the curb, I think it was, you can watch the video, there's like just lumps of concrete or like asphalt, because they didn't do it right. They just had excess asphalt. They didn't smooth it out. They just left like, and up against like one of the curbs are just like big chunks of concrete just like stuck into, or asphalt stuck into the stuff on the like this. And then it's so shitty job. It's like, what the hell?
So he gets paid to fix other people's work.
No. Well, he doesn't do that. He was just driving his truck, and he just hopped out and goes, I want to show you guys this. Look at how shitty this concrete work is, or asphalt work was, because he works for the driving dump trucks. So he has to drive over roads. Just like my dad. My dad sometimes will point out shitty concrete or asphalt work. He'll point it out because my dad was a road inspector for like years. So he's like, look at that, look at how uneven that crap is. That one in the past my inspection.
Right.
He points it out when we're driving down the road sometimes.
I've been pretty lucky because I had a guy do some concrete work for me in my detached garage, and he did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you get lucky, you get the right people.
Yeah, I know my best friend's mom and dad like a few years ago, because before they just had gravel from their like garage door out until the end of their house, and then they just had gravel. Well, then they put concrete all the way from you go like to get into their house, and you gotta go. There's like neighbors, and they have a long driveway, and then you turn left to go into their driveway. Well, they had it paved all the way from the little road right there, and then there's like a road that goes like this, and then their house is like down. You go down this way to go down their long driveway. It's probably about 50 yards or 60 yards, and then you turn left. Well, they had that paved all the way up to the street.
Wow.
And then they put a gate that you can like press a button, and then it swings open, probably about 20 feet wide or something, and then you can or 30 feet wide, and you can drive like a truck right through it. You can even drive their like a travel trailer through it. Wide enough. They have a 27-foot travel trailer. My friend's mom and dad does. Their son has a 19-footer. Oh, I think he still has it. I don't know. Wow. 19-footer, because they go camping in the every October for 2 weeks. They go camping and deer hunting.
You must have a large property to have a 19-footer.
Yeah. Well, they have a 27-footer. Well, my best friend's mom and dad live on 1 acre, and then their son lives on 1.5 acres. But they actually own both. Their son doesn't own he might own the land now, but his mom and dad bought it. His mom and dad bought the house and the land. So it's next door, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and he moved in. Their son moved down the river to live next to them, just because he had a daughter, and then he has a 5-year-old son now, like 5.5-year-old son. So it makes it easy to have the grandkids come over.
There you go.
So you don't have to drive them down the road or anything, or go get them and pick them up.
I had a cousin that moved way, way out in the country, and I swear there was no one around their property for like a 5-mile radius. And it was just so quiet and peaceful. All you could hear is the wind whipping out there way out in the country. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. The volume going up. That's weird. I know why. There we go.
Maybe they think
it might go up.
Maybe they think I'm playing the volume too low. Let me raise the volume then.
It's working.
There you go.
Okay, that's a little bit better. I tried to turn my laptop up so I could hear you better, but my laptop wasn't going up. Because what it is, I have a Bluetooth speaker hooked to my laptop. And one time I was trying to go on a StreamYard with the Bluetooth speaker hooked to my laptop, and then I was trying to adjust the volume, and I can't adjust the volume, so I turned the Bluetooth speaker off, just like I did. It made that wood noise, a few chimes or whatever it does when it shuts off. And then the other time I did it, I turned it off, then I could use the volume. But the volume ain't working right now. I'd probably have to go out to StreamYard and go back in it to make it work.
Well, I had since my family's all asleep, I had turned the volume down while I was moving around upstairs because they're all asleep.
Yeah, one thing you can do, you can turn the volume up. Well, no, you can't, because there's probably if you had like earbuds in, you could turn the volume way up, and then just talk softer.
Yeah, there you go. But it's
That's one thing you can do. And you can put earbuds or you can put over the ear headphones too. If you have like Bluetooth headphones or something that has a mic. Well, like mine, I can put if I ever did it, I don't even use them. I can put my earbuds or over the ear headphones. I got a couple pairs of over the ear headphones, and then I can still use my microphone, even if it has a mic in the headphones. My mic that's what it is. I'd have to go in the sound settings and change the mic output. But I do have headphones. I just don't hardly ever use them because, I don't ever need to use them. Little headphones that are in the case. Well, they're not clipped. I had clipped ones. They stopped like working or something. What was it? I had clipped ones. I think they stopped working, and then I bought headphones. They didn't come with a case, so I just put them I kept the case and I put them in the case, the clips case. But they're not expensive headphones. They're like $11. Well, I got them for $11. You probably get them for around that. KZ headphones I got them from I think I ordered them off of eBay. I think years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And KZ's a good brand of headphones. Hi, Arlene Sand Channel.
What's up, Arlene?
I don't really know who that is, but hi, Arlene.
I got I think not that long ago I got a few new subscribers. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. You know what Facebook? Did you ever get this one? Facebook says you got a memory to look back on. They show your memories once in a while from like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, Google's Photos do that too.
Yeah.
You
have a memory. Oh, remember this photo you posted on Facebook of your food?
Yeah, that's.
I don't really post that much on Facebook at all, other than other people's videos and streams.
I mainly use both my Facebook pages for promoting the YouTube channel.
That's what I do too. Yeah. Well, I comment on people's videos sometimes, and then like people's posts, and then or videos, and then I use Messenger the most out of all those.
I use my Instagram and also my TikTok to promote my YouTube channel as well.
But for like Instagram, you have to send them to somebody, or you have to copy the link and paste it. You just can't go like when I do Facebook, I can just click on Facebook and I'm like, he shares the Facebook. The other way you got to do it for Instagram is you got to copy it and then go to your page and post it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like more work. But you can link your Facebook and your Instagram together. So when you post something on like Facebook, it goes to your Instagram and posts there too.
Yeah, it throws it all everything.
Because Meta's owned, I don't know, Instagram for probably a few years now.
I think that's funny. They wanted to change their name, Facebook, calling it Meta.
No, they're not changing it. They're keeping it. They're going to keep it Facebook, but the whole the company for their corporate is called Meta.
Isn't that funny?
Their corporate name is Meta. And then don't know if you know, they bought the company Oculus too. That makes the VR headsets.
Well, that's really cool.
So they're getting into there too. He wants to dominate everything.
The Oculus is cool. I don't have no Oculus, but I've been watching a lot of videos on it.
The Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah, and what's cool is when you can, you FaceTime your relatives and stuff through it. That can be kind of cool. It can make you feel like you're with them. It's a trip.
And then you can use the Oculus Quest anywhere because it doesn't need a game system or a PC to run it.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So you could just literally like put it on and just like walk out in the hallway. Like I could walk down the hallway in my apartment and just play it, or I could walk down to street level and be playing a VR game.
Yeah, technology is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I know a guy who's going to be, he's going to buy I don't know if he bought it yet or not, but he said he was going to, same guy, the drunk gamer, was going to buy the PSVR 2. Because he I don't know if you've ever been to his channel. He does VR gaming a lot. He has an Oculus Quest 2 and the original PlayStation VR, but the original PlayStation VR, it's kind of limited because the PlayStation 4 is barely powerful enough to run VR.
Right.
So the new VR is going to use the PS5 as a because he has a PS5 he never even opened up yet. He was just waiting for the VR to come out to bust out his PS5. Yeah.
There's this one VR. It almost has all of its games built into the system. The only thing I heard about it is it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's good to run all that stuff, I guess.
The Oculus Quest is the one where you just download games right onto the headset.
That's super cool.
And then you can use it. The only thing is it's limited to how much memory, because you can only get 128 gig and 256 gigabyte is it. The PlayStation VR, of course, you have to have you're gonna have to have a PS5 to use it. Because the PS4 won't run it because it's more powerful than the original PSVR. Because if you look at the PlayStation, it's like the PlayStation 5 is about double as powerful as a PS4 because it has more RAM, has more teraflops, has a faster processor.
Yeah, one of the VR videos I was watching, you put it on, right, but then you measure everything that's in your room so you're not running and knocking things over while you're wearing it.
But now they have the VR things that have most of them, I don't know all of them, but they have the sensors built into the lens. Because like I know the old VRs, even like from like probably 3 or 4 years ago or something, the Oculus Rift, which they don't even make anymore, but the Oculus Rift 1 and Oculus Rift, the first one, you had to place sensors in your room. So it would pick up the motion. Now they're putting them where they're like if you're wearing the square like VR thing, it's like around the lens, so the sensors are. So you don't need to place the sensors in the room. And like the Oculus Rift, well, it's just as cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. You had to put like at least 3 sensors placed in the room somewhere, and they're like little camera type thing deals. And then you placed them around somewhere, and then you could have up to 4 to pick up your motion better.
It's pretty wild. I think a lot of places are going to save a lot of money. Especially businesses. You can all put on your thing, these VR things, and have a meeting in a virtual conference room. Well,
they have the augmented reality VR, which is weird. Have you seen that one? Where you can walk somewhere and it'll impose like an image. Like so like they showed one where like you could like there's like a beach and there was like a whale or shark or something, and it would augmented reality is like where you can just walk somewhere and it'll like beam it to the wall, and then it's like 3D.
That is cool.
It's called augmented reality.
That is super.
There's
cool.
Someone that came out with like similar type of VR glasses that you can see VR, and they look like sunglasses.
That is super cool.
Mm-hmm. They got all kinds of crazy like stuff like that now. Just like technology. The VR is pretty cool. I played a guy who used to live in my apartment. He used to live in one of the units, and he had the first Oculus Rift. I remember playing that. It was crazy because like we were playing this one game where you're in a high rise like building, and then you walk out on this ledge and you stand there and you look down, and it really feels like you're gonna if you took one little like inch step you would fall off. But then what it is, you stand there and he goes wait, he was telling me to wait, and I'm like, what do you tell me to wait for? And all of a sudden this big giant like spaceship comes like right up, and it almost hits you.
Oh, that is.
And then you actually like you can actually see it, like you feel like you're there, because what VR does, it immerses you in it. So like it feels like you're right in the middle of the environment.
Some of the VR shooting games were really cool. Now, It cracks me up. The like one of the VR games had these white looking paddles that you kind of hold in. That's kind of
Well,
cool.
the PlayStation VR has that where I think you stick your hands through them, and they have like little rings that go around with like these little controllers you hold in your hand,
Right.
and then you do the movement. But like the drunk gamer has played a game where he can use his force feedback thrustmaster steering wheel. You know, it's got the vibration, and then when you crash, it like shakes, and then it's got the gas pedal and the paddle shifter, the brake and gas and the paddle shifters, but he can use it while having a VR headset with it.
Wow, that is
So he gets a force feedback like racing wheel and all that stuff, and then you're doing 3D racing as well. So it's like you're in the cockpit of the car.
Yeah. Oh well, athletes are starting to train with VR. Baseball players are using it to get in more batting time.
Yeah. Well, what's that called? I've seen them advertised during the baseball season.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I was watching games, and then I started since I was watching baseball, and then I subscribed to the Mariners YouTube channel, so I get like Mariners like press conferences and updates and like game highlights and stuff.
I didn't know IndyCar guys and all kinds of other cars. They've been using probably before VR even hit. They were using VR technology to simulate all the different racetracks that they're going to run on.
Well, what it is, it's a motion simulator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like a huge cage.
You sit in like a cab, and then the chair moves.
Yeah.
Because you can buy those. They're not cheap. Like a cheap one's probably a few $1,000s. You can get one where like you sit in a seat and then it's like suspended and it moves this way, this way, this way, and this way, and then it vibrates.
Yeah, that blew me away because then they can go check all the racetracks.
And then you hook the steering wheel to like a bar that comes out, and the steering wheel's connected to it. So when you move and go around the corner, the thing goes like this, like a real car, and then goes back. And if you crash, it goes all over the place and shakes.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's like that's what they've been using. That's what they do to simulate like truck driving.
I love.
They have like truck driving simulators, like big rigs.
I think the reason VR
like that.
I think the reason VR is so popular because it shocks you. It really makes you feel like you're living that reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Like but that same one, the Oculus Rift, I played a zombie game. I don't remember what it was called. Some zombie game for the Oculus Rift, and it felt like the zombies were like hitting you.
Oh, wow.
If you like didn't shoot one, it felt like they were trying to eat your brains.
Wow.
Because they're literally like feels like they're coming. It feels like they're hitting you, like literally. And if you're surrounded by it, it feels like you're right in the middle of the zombies, and you're like, whoa, there, and then you can feel it.
Yeah, there's a few YouTubers that are really big that does reviews of all that kind of puts different VR systems side by side.
There's a lady I subbed to that did an unboxing of the PSVR 2.
Oh, cool.
She's like, well, she's attractive too, but
cool. Well, yeah,
but she does really good reviews. She's really articulate and speaks well.
Cool.
But she does reviews of products. Can't remember her name. She did it, I think, last week. She did an unboxing of the PSVR 2. It's PSVR 2, which is updated to handle the better graphics of the PS5.
Yeah, through Facebook, send me a link so I can check out the channel.
Yeah, I gotta find her though. I'm gonna have to find her. Well, I don't remember her channel name. Jeez, because I guess I get so many notifications every day just from YouTube. I don't.
Yeah. Well, whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, it's and it's pretty cool. The PSVR is like redesigned. It's like a little bit lighter than the other one, and
I'm definitely interested in checking out the different VR systems.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the PSVR, if you want to buy the PSVR and you don't have a PlayStation 5, you got to buy the freaking console too.
Right.
So that's another like $500 expense.
And not everyone's gonna want to do that. Buy a whole new system just to play it.
I would buy the Oculus Quest 2. It's like I think it's like $300 or something, or $350, and it's a whole VR headset. And
that's actually not bad compared.
I think that's what it is. I can look it up. Oculus or Meta. It's called Meta Quest now. It was called Oculus. Meta Quest 2.
Right. That's not a bad.
No, it's more than that. It's $500.
Oh, but still, that's not a bad price for what you're getting.
And
Probably.
you can get the Meta Quest 2 all advanced 128 gig for $399. The 256 gig is $500.
You might as well buy the 500 one.
And then it's got the VR the VR stock controller attachment for Meta Oculus Quest 2. They still call it Oculus, but Meta bought it.
Now, see, I can't remember if any of the VR games have a handheld. I don't know if any of the VR shooter games actually have a handheld pistol.
Yeah, I don't know. Meta Quest 2, yeah, it's like the basic one, and then you for a limited time get Golf and Space Pirate Trainer DX free.
See,
And those games are like $49 value.
Yeah, I would love to find a VR system that actually has a, instead of that white thing, Clay, I would like one that has the shape of a thing you would fire.
A gun, yeah.
Yeah, that would.
Well,
be cool.
they used to. They make. I think he's got. Well, I don't know if he's got one. I think the Drunk Gamer. It looks like a weird like space rifle. It looks like it's from like outer space, and it's got a little ball on the end. And I think he uses it with his headset or something.
My virtual cop. Sega Genesis had two.
It was for the Sega Saturn.
Yeah, it actually had the held the gun.
Yeah, because it was based off the arcade.
Yeah, and I think you do plug it into your
Time Crisis too. Remember the old game Time Crisis from like the late 90s, early 2000s, that Time Crisis, and then it came with the two little orange guns. I think it did little handgun.
Yeah, the only thing I would change on that is make those things where you didn't have to plug it into the system. Wireless would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was back in the day when it said wire controller. Now all the controllers for all the video game systems are all wireless.
Yeah.
They're Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So you can just use that. But I gotta go back, look at the Drunk Gamer stream, because I think he's pretty sure he used a gun attachment with his VR headset. This guy's ridiculously crazy. Like, he finally woke up. He was streaming, because he streams a lot of old school games, Kirby's Dream Land, and then he fell asleep. And I was at his stream. He was already asleep. It was on like the continue menu or something. It was stuck on pause and to continue, and then he fell asleep. He did that one other time, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He fell asleep on a stream too, and Drunk Gamer fall asleep. I go, yeah, I think he fell asleep because his game was on the same menu screen for like hours one day.
That's pretty funny.
Because he was supposed to go to work one day, and then he's supposed to get up at like 6 a.m, and then it was already like 2 or 3 a.m, and he fell asleep. But yeah, I'm gonna see if he's got that. You can go check his channel, but yeah, he's got all kinds of games. He streamed his last streams. Let me see he's live right now.
Oh wow.
The Drunk's live. He's playing the old Genesis video game Wayne's World.
Oh wow.
He's not talking on a stream now, because some streams he doesn't talk. He just plays the game.
That's pretty
yeah. Most of the other times he talks. Like usually is like a late afternoon or like just early evening streams. He's talking some. He has like face cam on, and he's like doing it. I'm gonna see if he's got that. He just started less than 1 minute ago. He started streaming. I caught him right when he started.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
of you.
Go ahead.
Both in the morning and in the evening.
The Wayne's World classic. The movie that's my favorite movie of all time is the first Wayne's World.
There you go.
That movie's hilarious. It still
Wayne's
cracks me up. I watch it probably like once a year. Still cracks me up. But it's so dumb now. You have no streaming site has it for free, so you got to pay like $2.99 or $3.99 to freaking rent it
Oh, really?
every time you want to watch it. So I'm like, that's a joke. Well,
That's
I was at my
true.
brother's when because my brother had Netflix and Disney Plus, and I was like, oh, Netflix has it, but you got to pay for it. So does Amazon Prime. My brother has Amazon Prime too. I have Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, and then I have the free streaming app Tubi. I downloaded Tubi too.
I got Peacock. I got Peacock, Hulu,
Peacock's the NBC one,
Disney
the NBC
Plus.
stream app.
Let's see. I got it's a HBO Max. I got HBO Max, Hulu,
You got all of them. Well, not all of them.
Peacock, Disney Plus, and YouTube TV.
Wow.
And I dig the YouTube TV a lot.
That's probably like $100 and something right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody goes, well, I'm gonna get rid of my cable, and then they end up buying like 4 or 5, 6 streaming apps, and then it's just as much as they paid for their freaking cable.
Well, you know what's funny? There's probably I don't know, man. They all show really unique shows on each one. That's why people sometimes grab a bunch of them, because
Paramount Plus has like Beavis and Butthead, and then it has I haven't watched, it has a show with what the hell's his name now? I'm forgetting the guy's name.
See, I'm really happy with my YouTube TV.
Arnold. No. Sliced Stallone.
See,
Paramount Plus has like a show with Sliced Stallone.
I'm happy with my YouTube TV because it shows a lot of my sports that I like to watch.
Yeah, and then Paramount Plus does too, I think. Paramount Plus shows like college. I think it's that one where they show like college football and shit.
And it looks like they're always trying to add packages to YouTube TV, which is cool.
Like you have to have Amazon Prime now to watch Thursday Night Football because it's exclusive on Amazon. Because they signed like a multi-year contract.
That's the other one I got.
Have it to stream on Amazon Prime. Yeah, so some people were pissed. They go, it's not on CBS anymore.
That's the other one I got is Amazon Prime.
But see, Amazon Prime includes like music, and you get so many. I think there's so many book downloads a month.
Mm-hmm.
You like ebooks, and then you get like free shipping on a lot of items. Like thousands of items, you get like free shipping. So that's the reason why it says like $99 a year.
All the different stream systems try to lure you in, and then once they got you,
Paramount Plus is cheap. The basic one is like $5. There's one that's $10, but it only gives you like some other stupid like things that I didn't even want. But also for $5, I'm going to buy it because Paramount's been making movies for 100 years or something.
You know what's
just
funny?
Movies alone, they probably make I don't know 10, 15 movies a year.
What's funny is I probably started out with cable TV, and then I switched to satellite, and now I do streaming. You
remember back in the 90s? I was like, they had those brown cable boxes that had the numbers on the front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was when like pay-per-view was still in pretty early stage. So like if you wanted to watch a pay-per-view movie, you could only select one.
Mm-hmm.
Because they only had like one new movie for however long it was. It was like days or a month, and then what it was like now you can just go through like on a satellite, and if you have you can pay for tons of different movies all at one time. This one you could only watch one movie at one certain time. Like on the pay-per-view movies you wanted to buy, and then that was in the early stages still when they're still doing like, remember watching like WWE way back on pay-per-view from like 94.
There's nothing like
with like the early Undertaker and like Bret Hart, and
there's nothing like attending a live sporting event, but the cost of doing so is getting crazy.
Yeah, but the only thing, it's cool to be in the environment and be like a live event, but you don't get the cool camera angles and like replays and all that stuff as you do on TV. You don't get the up close like replays of when a guy falls out of bounds and they're going to review the play because they don't think he caught it because it looked like his toe hit the white line like in a football game.
Mm-hmm. A buddy of mine, he
But they do show the replays on the big screen, the video screens in the stadium in like slow motion.
he's a buddy of
can
mine's a
watch it.
season ticket holder with the Colts,
Mhm.
and he purposely picks up the real high seats, and then what he does is he goes to this open area where they're serving everyone, but it's got a
Mhm.
really nice view. So a lot of people try and get these tables that
Yep.
kind of
I've done that at the Mariners game, where you buy a seat and then you don't even sit in it for like you only sit in it for part of the game. Then you walk down. You can stand like lower level, like
Mhm.
where all the team shops are, the little team shop
Mhm.
locations, and all the food the restaurants are, or like food vendors.
and that's what he does for the Colts game.
Mm-hmm. So you can do that for the Mariners game. You can go to a Mariners game and you can go down to one part where there's like it's like a bar. It's like a standing bar, and it's like a
Mhm.
little ledge. It's probably like a foot long, and you can just stand there and then just watch the game. And it's really low. Me and my brother watched like about an inning and a half when we went to the game. April of last year, went to the Mariners game, and we were sitting like right in the handicap section. The wheelchair access section on the lower level, which is like right behind the last row of the lower level seats. So we were just chilling right there for like one inning, and then we walked around before we got there. We got to the stadium about an hour before the game, and we like walked around and got some food. We got a big slice of pizza and just walked around. My brother ended up buying a hat at the game. But the Mariners games are cheaper than the Seahawks. So one thing you can go to a Mariners game for a decent amount cheaper than a NFL, because NFL is expensive.
Oh,
Just asking, where are you? Well, that was an old comment from the start of the stream.
Yep.
But the Mariners game are cheap. You can still get a ticket for $13. Me and my brother sat below the video screen in center field in the bleachers. They're not the. Of course, the fold-up seats are a little more comfortable, but I bring an inflatable seat cushion and then just sat right there in the bleachers, and it was like $13.
oh wow.
Well, they charge like a $3 convenience fee or whatever they do, but still like $16 with him. And then I drove to my brother's, and then he picked me up, and we drove to the light rail station in Tukwila, which where it's like a little ways, probably like about, I don't know, a few miles from where I work, and then just caught the light rail. The light rail is $5.50
I'll have to go and
both for both ways.
I'll have to go look to see what's the cheapest Colt seat to buy. That would be fun
Well,
to do.
You could go to well, you don't have Major League Baseball in Indiana.
No, we are just the minor leagues, the Indianapolis Indians.
So those are probably cheap to go to, probably like less than $10. If you wanted to go, it'd be something fun to do. You could just go. And then the Pacers are playing right now.
You know what's funny? The Pacers sometimes are blacked out here. Now, why would you do that?
Because they probably don't sell out.
I guess.
Because like they used to do that with the Jaguars and some other teams. Like probably there was a point where even the Raiders games, when the Raiders were still in Oakland, there was a point to where a lot of their games weren't even televised locally because they had that rule. If it didn't 100% sell out, they would block the game out.
I think Derek Carr's going to go visit the New York Jets.
Probably.
I think he's scheduled to meet with them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was already released on like Tuesday.
Yep,
He's a Raider, so he's going to be going around. Because what he said was, I don't want to play for the Saints, so I want to be released. So they go, okay, we'll release your ass. We cut you. I don't know who the Raiders quarterback's going to be, to tell you the truth.
And then I'm not sure where Aaron Rodgers is going to go.
I don't know. I wouldn't want him on the Raiders. He's only going to play probably 1 or 2 more years and be done. Because he's old. He's 39 years old. He's only going to play like 1 or 2 more years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Carr is in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Well,
whoever
Carr's
gets-
31. Yeah, he's got
I think he's got
a little
plenty of
more.
football left in him.
3 or probably 4 or 5 more years.
Yeah, he's got plenty of football left in him.
But he played 9 years with the Raiders.
I think he's still a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, I don't like McDaniel that well. No, to tell you the truth, Josh McDaniel.
Right. I think it's.
I think he's mediocre.
I think it's a mistake to let go of Carr because I think he's a hard worker.
Yeah. Well, the problem was with the team is they had their starting tight end and their slot receiver Hunter Renfrow injured for a lot of the season.
Well, there you go.
And then Devontae Adams played hella good. He had like 1,500 yards and like I don't even know, like 13 or 14 touchdowns. He's really good.
Dante Adams is probably wishing he had never made the switch and stayed where he was at.
Yeah, but you know what though? You look at Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams. He took a hit without having Devontae Adams. To Devontae Adams, even at 30 years old, people still consider him the best wide receiver in the league.
Oh, that's cool.
You could see it with the Raiders. He would sometimes he would catch a ball and then just like do stuff like catch it at his shoelaces and still get. I mean, he had 1,500 yards.
So his Raider
with Carr, and I can tell you right now, Carr's not as good a quarterback as Rodgers. I mean,
right.
But Rodgers took a hit. Rodgers went down. You see it like that's how good Adams is. You put Adams on any team, like if you added Adams to any team in the league, their quarterback would be better. Of course.
I'm a little shocked that Tom Brady finally retired.
I'm not shocked. I mean, it's like he had to go eventually.
Yeah, it was a little. Well, I thought he was going to try and win one more.
He sucked more this year, is why.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know,
he finally started declining.
Well, you know, he missed camp. He missed camp because he was attending something, and I think that really hurt them because football is all about timing.
Yeah, but I don't think so because if you look at him, he was like I was watching playoff games and towards the end, he was missing wide open wide receivers,
right?
Sometimes.
Well,
and that's just age.
I really think had he not missed camp at all, I think the outcome of their season might have been different.
But I don't think it would have been any different because he's finally starting to look old. He's 45 years old, for crying out loud.
Oh, but man, what a football brain, though.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's like time for him to retire, and I think he's staying retired. So he ain't coming out of retirement.
I wonder what the Colts are going to do with Matt Ryan.
He was injured for part of the season.
I still think he's a good quarterback too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're going to do either. I don't know. They need a new head coach.
I think the Colts are going to trade up to get somebody. I think they're going to trade up to get a quarterback.
I think who's coming out? It's C.J. Stroud.
Yep.
And then the guy from Clemson.
I guess Stroud is your typical size quarterback.
And no, he's small.
And then the other guy is even smaller than Stroud.
Look at C.J. Stroud.
Stroud's actually bigger than the other guy that they're looking at.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud's big. It's the other guy they're talking about. What's the other guy's name? The guy from Clemson, I think.
Yeah, the other guy's a small guy.
Clemson.
Get this.
QB.
The bad thing about going with a small guy, you may have to worry about his durability.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what the guy's. I think it's Clemson or maybe. Oh, they're talking about one guy's short.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the guy's name. They're saying he's short. He's like 5'10".
Yeah, the short guy. The only way a lot of teams go with a short guy is they have to almost walk on water.
Yeah. QB.
And then the other thing you have to worry about a short guy, you have to worry about their durability. Are they going to stay healthy during the season?
QB to enter draft. I'm gonna see what the other guy's name is. It's Bryce Young, the guy from Alabama.
Yeah, that's the name.
He's
Bryce
short.
Young.
That's the other one. And then Will Levis, and
And
then
what they're worrying about him.
Anthony Richardson.
What they're worried about him is durability. They're worried
Bryce
about him
Young.
getting hurt.
Yeah, from Alabama. Well, Bryce Young's a short one. Bryce. Well, CJ Stroud's pretty big. He's like 6'3".
Well, they believe Stroud may be able to take the punishment of the NFL.
They're saying
Right.
Bryce Young 6 foot, but I was listening to sports talk radio and they think he's only 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll find out when they do when they measure your height at the combine.
Andrew Luck
Next
was
month.
bigger than Bryce Young, and Andrew Luck got dinged a lot when he
I think it's next month. Actually, it might be later this month. The combine. It might be the last weekend of this month.
Andrew Luck was a bigger quarterback than Bryce Young, and he got dinged up. So I can't imagine.
Well, he was just injury prone. Not his fault. Although I'll look at the NFL Combine. See what NFL Combine. Yeah, it's February 28th to March 6th.
I'm afraid
Where the guys work out. And they have different days for like different positions, like wide receivers. Then they'll have like linemen.
I'm afraid the Colts may take Bryce Young.
Well, what was the Colts' record? They only had 3 wins, right? Colts only had 3 wins.
Indy lucked out by taking Peyton Manning over Brian Leaf. A lot of people don't remember this. A lot of Colts fans booed when that happened, but it made the Colts look like a genius by taking Peyton Manning.
Record. Let me see 2022 record. Let's see what their record was this last season. 4-12. They won 4 games and 1 tie because they tied the Texans. Remember? It was like in September, October. They tied the Texans.
I remember when the Baltimore Colts tried to take John Elway in the draft, and John Elway said he'd rather pump gas than play football for the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was debating if he would go into baseball. John Elway
Right.
even.
Baseball was.
I think he played like third base in baseball. I think. he was really good too. Just like so was Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge, who played for the Celtics and in the Phoenix Suns. He was really good at baseball too.
Yeah, John Elway. Oh, didn't Bo Jackson play baseball too, right?
Yeah, he played for the Kansas City Royals, and then he tried to come back and play for the White Sox when he had his hip replacement. He couldn't barely run.
Wow.
You know, when he has hip replacement, he had like a hitch in his run. He had like a limp when he ran because his hip was now it's probably better, but that was like 92. I think he had like his hip replacement.
Who was the real fast guy for the Oakland A's? It was steal bases.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
He still holds the record for most stolen bases, and I don't think nobody's ever going to break it.
That's cool.
You know why? Because stealing a base isn't as good, like prevalent anymore. Because guys that steal a lot of bases are only stealing like 30 or 40 a season. Freaking Ricky Henderson was averaging probably like 80 or 90 a season. Jesus Christ. He was stealing a base like every other game. He was stealing a base.
I was watching a college baseball game, and this guy stole home base. It was funny.
Yeah, I've seen guys do it. Yeah. You can go like Ricky Henderson. Look like Ricky Henderson stolen bases. Ricky, you're wrong. I'll type in the HENDERSON. Ricky Henderson stolen base record. Let me see how many he's got here. He's got 1,406 stolen bases.
Oh wow!
No, they're going to break that. He had a okay amount of home run, 297 runs batted in, 2,295. No, runs batted in were 1,115 runs. He scored 2,295, and then I'll show you Like you can go to his. Let's go to his. Let's go to www.baseballref reference.com, and we'll look at like how many stolen bases this son of a b was getting. Like, where is it? I can find it. RBIs, where's stolen bases? Stolen bases here. His first year had 33. The year after he had 100. Then he went down to 56, and he had 130. The record's 130 stolen bases in one season. So he was stealing like over a base a season.
Wow.
Or a game. And then he had 101. Then he had 66, 80, 87, 40, 93, 70. So he played a long time. He played like 24 seasons in the major leagues.
Wow.
But with the last year, he didn't play a whole lot. His last few seasons, he didn't play a whole lot. How many games he played? Like his last season, he played 30 games. The other team only played 72. But yeah, he was getting major stolen bases there. He had 96. He had 90. No, not 96. Whereas he had 3 years over at least 100 stolen bases.
Oh wow!
And then he had like 81 year, 87, 93. So he averaged a good amount of stolen bases. Like, yeah, a lot of people don't steal many bases anymore. Like that, it's like a big deal to even steal like 30 stolen bases anymore.
That's
in the
crazy.
major leagues. It's like Julio Rodriguez, who plays for the Mariners. He won AL Rookie of the Year last year. It's their center field. He's going to be better this year. That's what everybody's thinking. Anyways, all the analysts on Sports Talk Radio are saying, local ones are saying he's going to be better just because, he's going to improve at least a little bit for his stats. So,
Cool.
But let me see his stats in Mariners last year. He had 25 stolen bases and 75 RBIs and 84 runs.
I love how you said he only had.
Yeah, he only had 25 stolen bases. That's not man. That's considered good now. And in Major League Baseball, though, that would have been shit for like when Ricky Henderson was playing. That would have been shit stolen bases because he found the shittiest year he had, and he didn't play very many games. He still had more than that.
You said one of the shittiest years.
You know what I mean? Like, look, Ricky Henderson had. Let me see how many his lowest stolen bases. No. He had some that were worse than that, but he didn't play very many games. Like this one year, he played. Like he played low games is why. Like 1 year he played. 1 year he played 32 games and had 16 stolen bases.
I think there's this one phrase from Matthew McConaughey that he says on social media. I may have saw it on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
They do kind of a close up of Matthew McConaughey like this, and then Matthew McConaughey says, "Everything I do, let's don't half-ass it." He said, "Wow, there you go. Just whatever you do, just don't half-ass it." And when I hear that phrase, I think of a lot of people that are professional athletes that play sports. They could use that, or not just professional athletes. All of us could use that phrase. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah, but see, like Ricky Henderson was playing like only 88 games one season, and he had more stolen bases than freaking Julio Rodriguez did. And Julio Rodriguez played a lot more games. That's what I'm saying, because like Ricky Henderson was playing 100, even in 112 games one season, he had 70. Let me see, he had, even in 112 games, he had 32 stolen bases. Well, he played 88 games, he had 29. He played 44 games. He had 22 stolen bases in 44 games. So every other game, he got a stolen base. 90 games, he got 30. 134, he got 53. 117, he had 48. It's It's like Julio Rodriguez. I can go back and look how many games he played. He played 100. How many games did he even say? How many games he played? 132 games
Oh wow.
that season. And only had 25 total bases. So he played. Well, you don't play the whole 162. No player does.
That's a lot
No.
of games.
So they'll rest him at least a little bit. Other than Cal Ripken did for his whole career, he played every damn game. Cal Ripken.
Well, Cal Ripken's a beast. Not everyone can.
No, but Lou Gehrig would have had more consecutive games if he didn't get ALS.
Yeah, when you do that, it's you call
Mm-hmm.
someone an Iron Man.
But that's the reason why. Lou Gehrig didn't have more consecutive games. He got ALS, and he had to retire. And then he ended up dying less than a year later.
Yeah, brother couldn't help it.
No, because I don't know if Cal Ripken would have broke the record if it wasn't for Lou Gehrig getting ALS, because Lou Gehrig would have had many more games probably played in a row.
That's so messed up.
You know what I mean? Because that's why they nicknamed it Lou Gehrig's disease. Because before then, nobody even knew if the disease even existed. I don't think.
I feel like I'm the luckiest man alive.
Well, that was a microphone that was getting the echo. He wasn't
Right.
talking in the echo.
Right, I know. I was just trying to mimic.
But he did that speech on the field.
Yeah.
And they had like a podium set up with a microphone.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
So yeah, and I don't know how old he was. When did Lou Gehrig die?
See, I think he would have been okay.
What age was he?
I think he would have, instead of saying that in a speech, I think he could have said it this way. I'm really upset, son of a bitch. I wish I could keep on playing.
He was 38 years old when he died.
Oh my God.
So he played a good long time in the major leagues.
Yeah, that's young. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's old for a major leaguer.
I know, but still, I mean, just
Pretty old.
To me,
yeah.
that's dying young.
But see though, Cal Ripken was a good player and everything, but he wasn't as good a player, offensive player as Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig averaged 340 for his career.
Yeah, but yeah.
And had 493 home runs. He had more home runs than Cal Ripken did too, and a better batting average.
Well, hey, dude, I got to run. My little family's saying we got to get ready for mass.
Okay. Oh, you go to church?
Yeah, we're gonna go to.
Well,
we're gonna go to noon mass this morning, or
I worship
it's gonna be the afternoon.
At the Church of YouTube.
Take me to church.
Yeah.
It ain't that kind of a church. It's Roman
Church.
Catholic Church. I started doing that.
I gotta go. Well, it's not really a good joke, but I got a joke for you. How do you know that a church that welcomes homosexuals?
I give up.
Only half the congregation kneels.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Say that at your church, they'll be like,
I'll get booed off the stage.
They'll be like, you're you're banned. You're banned for life from this church.
You can never come back ever.
Yeah, they're putting you. You're banned from this church.
Well, not only are you banned, they can excommunicate you. I don't know if they excommunicate you.
Your church membership is revoked. Well, if there is one.
Yeah,
well, if you're in Scientology or as a membership, you got to pay to be in that church.
Oh, God.
Scientology, they do. They require you to pay to be in the church. It's a for-profit church.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. Did you ever see that thing like a few years ago when Leah Remini finally came out and said all this stuff about what they were doing, and she left the church because her mom and she got into it when she was like a little kid. She was like, maybe 10 or 11 years old when she got into it or something.
I think Tom Cruise is still part of that church.
Tom Cruise is a loon.
Well, he's also an awesome actor.
Well, he's an awesome actor, but he's a loon.
Hey, none of us is perfect.
No, but if you watch that interview, you can watch it on YouTube. Leah Remini talking about all the crazy crap they did in that church.
Well, you know what's crazy is he probably is now embarrassed by all the interviews he's done you know.
hmm
Oh
But
wow, my
he's pretty
dog
high
left
up
me.
in the church, though. Tom Cruise. He's pretty
Look what
high
my
up in the
dog.
church.
Look
He's like 1 or 2 notches below like the
Look-
top rank of the
Look what my
church.
little dog left me.
Yep,
Thank you, little dog.
a present.
That's messed up.
Yeah, here
Hey,
you go.
Bella. Machita. Oh wow, I thought she could hear me.
Yeah, but I'll let you go so you can.
Okay, bro.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for
So when is your church? 11
and
p.m.
thanks to all of you who stopped by and said hey to me during the live stream. And yeah, hope you all are doing well out there. Thanks for the co-host, Brett. Make
You're
sure
welcome.
you guys check out Brett's channel.
Yeah,
Make
I have an
sure
upload
also
uploaded
check
yesterday.
Yeah, make sure you check out the Lone Wolf
Just a short of my
Travels
breakfast.
channel.
Just a short of a video of my breakfast.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's what I do. It's so easy to do. It's like a 30-something second video of my breakfast.
There you go.
I just
Thanks
talk
again
about
for
what it was.
co-hosting.
And, yeah,
You rock, my bro.
yeah.
Thanks.
Bye. Yep.
Take care, brother.
Thanks for having me
Peace.
out. Bye, everybody in chat. There's still somebody here. I don't know if there's anybody here.
There you go. Later,
Yeah,
Gators.
bye.
Peace. Anyways, for those of you who, thanks for those of you who are in the background supporting the Lone Wolf Bushcraft Travels channel. I appreciate you. Yeah, because I see there's some of you still here in the background. Thank you so much for staying with me during the live stream. And for those of you who end up rewatching this live stream, you all rock as well. Thank you to those of you who just have become new subscribers to Lone Wolf Bushcraft Travels channel. I appreciate you. And thank you to my current subscribers who've been with me a really long time. Anyways, this is your boy JR signing off, and I'll either see you guys in the next video or I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care. Peace. Later, Gators. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Cheers, all. Later, Gators. Cheers. Take care, everyone. Peace.